kind of touch light on something that I know you do that you don't talk a lot about on BNI. So Dawn and her husband have a little side business that they do that I think is a wonderful. If you could just expand on that and tell everybody a little bit about it.
So a friend of mine started a company making weighted blankets. If you've never heard of the concept, it is like a quilt, but we use poly plastic pellets and fill each pocket to a certain weight. And what that does for the owner or recipient is the deep pressure helps to calm the nervous system. So we make a lot of blankets for children with ADD or anxiety that have trouble sleeping. We make lots of blankets for adults. And so my husband is a disabled veteran, and we're working through like brain injury stuff. So this is perfect for him to be able to work at home. And when he's able to work, he does. And when he needs to take a break, he does. So we make this, it's through Justice Gifts. But if you have anybody that suffers from anxiety or doesn't sleep, I'd be happy to pass on the info. Okay.
Nice.
All right, thank you. So I'm glad to be back here today. Last time I did my feature presentation, I talked a lot about myself and what massage therapists learn and some of the things we can do. And today I thought the best way to talk about what I do is to show you. So I'd like to invite Mr. Alex Blvd to come up.
This was a long con, guys. I've been working.
He hasn't been around you long enough to get hurt.
He's going to take off his pants.
So a lot of you may see pictures of massage, and everybody's, they're laying, with their neck cranked around, and they've got the lovely flower petals, and it looks fabulous and lovely. But the majority of what I do is to help people who have neck pain and who have back pain get pain-free and walking again in a gentle way. So one of the ways I do that is through a technique called myoskeletal alignment, which just is a fancy word for looking at where there's imbalance in the structure and addressing that. So a lot of people have a forward head posture, and what that means is their head's in front of their shoulders like this. We look on our phones, we type on computers, and so a lot of the work I do is spent doing techniques to open up the front of the neck. So I wanted to kind of show you what that looks like. And Alex has been on my table, so he's had these techniques before. So one of the reasons I invited him up. But a lot of it would be, kind of really getting in from the side here, working the neck. So if you get a massage and they're not turning you on your side, you're totally missing out. I don't always have to do this technique, but a lot of times for some clients, or especially anybody with headaches, I do that to loosen up all the neck muscles here. And this is great too if you want to go get an adjustment to follow up. Now you've got things loosened up, Dr. White can get in there and do his adjustment really easily. And sometimes what I'll do, so we're going to do the stretch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring in a little pressure on his muscles, and I'm going to have you turn your head to the left, down toward the ground. And relax, okay? So this helps to, a lot of the work I do instead of using deep elbow pressure, which leaves you feeling bruised or feeling like you got ran over by a transfer truck. I don't like that. You should feel better when you leave my office. I kind of pin the muscle down and let you work against that. And it gives the brain great feedback for what's going on and helps reset muscle tone without a lot of pressure. So now I'm going to have you lay face down, and you're going to be like the people in the photo and turn your head to the side. The other thing I do a lot of is hip work. So last time I was in, we talked about some people have a leg length discrepancy, one leg's a little shorter, and that means that your hips, one is higher than the other, might be rotated forward. If you all do leg crossers in here, your hips are a little forward and hiked up, so come see me if you have back pain. One of the reasons we do that is because it feels better, because things are out of balance and it feels better to cross your legs. But a lot of what I do is balancing the low back and the sacrum. And so I just kind of come in and do a little pressure and try to get things floating and moving around with the sacrum. That's the flat bone that's at the bottom of your spine. So we do some things like that. And then one of my favorite things that people love is the hamstring work. So again, instead of coming in with my elbow and applying a lot of pressure, I'm going to pin the muscle down and then move his leg the opposite way. He's making faces.
Is he snoring?
This is Alex's favorite because runners love this. I had an event this week working with a lot of people who work on the computer all day, and I did this on every single person. So it's great because we have 4 hamstrings, and this technique helps to separate those muscles so they can move. So it helps.
So good.
Occasionally we'll do another one for people who have, I'll do it with this, but we're going to bring your knee out to the side a little bit. And then I just kind of work on the hips like this and apply some pressure, and I might have you breathe, take a nice deep breath, but that's going to really balance the hips. So, all right. So thank you, Alex. You can take a nap, or you can come back to your seat. We skipped some of his favorite stuff for working on the front of the lower extremity there and things like that. But I also wanted to touch a little bit about holistic healing experiences and what that means. So holistic means we look at the body as a whole. Think about a triangle with mind, body, and spirit. And so what that means is you might have a structural issue. Maybe you fell. Maybe you, play golf or whatever, and you're constantly swinging one way. And there might be some structural work that we can go in, like the hamstring work, and we can fix that. Sometimes you might just be stressed out, right? You got a stressful family, stressful coworkers, whatever, maybe you're out here driving on powers and people don't know how to merge. It happens every day, right? There's things in our life that create stress. And how do you respond and how do you release that, right? What I offer is an opportunity for you to just be still, right? Just listen, let yourself reconnect. And then I use different tools like sound and music to kind of help bring balance back to that. And that kind of connects in that spirit aspect. Who loves to turn up the radio and it shifts your mood, right? Got some housework you need to do, crank it up, right? I love when my kids get cranky and it's time to make dinner and I'm not feeling good, I turn on some fun music and we dance around the kitchen and it's great. So one of the ways I do that in massage is there are different things and it's actually really cool and there's the science behind it. How particular sound waves can affect your brain and can bring those brain waves up to a certain level. So super interesting. And then there's another thing I do that kind of piggybacks a little bit on acupuncture. Acupuncture uses a Chinese system of medicine and art where we look at meridians and how the energy flows in the body. And so I can use my hands and just place my hands on different parts of the body, and that kind of acts like little jumper cables. So we look for imbalance and then intuitively just kind of move through that. And so people just, maybe you have a shoulder pain and we've done the neck stuff and it's still there. And then, I'll say, well, what about doing a balance session? And we kind of do that, and in that quiet place, a person might realize, I have a lot of fear. That I'm just afraid I'll make the wrong decision, because if we make the right decisions, then bad things will happen, right? That's a lie. So that might be something that you hold on to as well. And it might be something that you just kind of bring up in your consciousness and just release that. I just release fear and the effects it's had on my body, and I just receive peace, and I receive joy. And so it's a really interesting process. If you'd love to know more about that, I welcome you to schedule a one-to-one with me. I also offer free consultation appointments. So if someone isn't sure what they need, this is what my website looks like until I have Alex. We got to meet and bring that up to speed. But they can actually click on a few things here. If it's someone who can't afford massage, they can click on the scholarship program link and they can fill out a scholarship application form. And then if they would like to schedule, they can click either on the book now button down here or the scheduling, and they can schedule that free consultation appointment. As a kind of bonus to all of you, I would like to offer a special. I did it last year, it was really great, but I'm not going to do it to the public this year, just to friends and family. But I'm running a buy one, get one free gift card special. So if that's something that you would like to take advantage of, it's going to be limit 2, so you can get 4 gift cards total. But you can pull up your handy dandy BNI app and look at get my text number and send me a message with BOGO, B-O-G-O, if you would like to participate, and just leave me your name and how many you want. I'm only going to do 50 of these specials, so if you'd like to do that, go ahead and text me today. But other than that, I just thank you for sending your friends and family to me and for trusting me to treat you. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to getting to do one-to-ones and talk about my passion even more. So thanks.
Thank you.